Hi, good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome for on the second day of the Winter School 2022. I hope all of you had uh, had a great learning time yesterday. What we will do is again maybe quickly recap few instructions. We'll quickly also recap what happened yesterday, uh, so that we can engage in the sessions today in a better way. Uh, Ground rules. First, I request all the participants to mute themselves. Yesterday we had few participants not muting in a way, and that kind of disturb the flow of the speaker. So it will be great if all the participants can mute themselves. Uh, uh, Clemens, I think, is not muted, and Meet also, right? So you have to mute yourself. You also rename yourself according to the code given. You have each of you got a participant code. Um, uh, it should be participant code, first name and last name. And if you don't know your participant code, please ask in the chat box. The production team will help you, right? If you have any questions during the winter school, you can use the chat box, and I, as a participant, will try to help you, or our production team will help you, and will also, if it is related to the session, it will help you. So Tachan will give the code to the participant who don't have um, the code. Also request you to uh, close your videos for now and only open it when we will ask it for the photos and the engagement session, when the speaker is talking, taking questions, right? uh, I think with that we can move to the day one formally. Today we have two exciting sessions for you. um, the first session starts from uh, start within couple of minutes from now, and the second session is in the at around 11, right? So what we had yesterday was, do any of the participants want to maybe very briefly revise what we had yesterday, like within a minute? So I will allow one participants to, in a way, revise what happened yesterday. uh, are there any volunteers to do that for us? Okay. Okay. I guess what I will do is I will do a recap for us yesterday. Yesterday we started with.
Srimoyi has raised her hand.
Oh, yeah. So Srimoyi, over to you. You can unmute yourself and maybe also switch on your video and give us brief recap.
Yes, hi. I think I'll just go with an audio right now because I think the internet is a little wonky here, but I hope I'm audible though.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, so thank you. I think just to do a very brief recap, we started, of course, with the opening remarks where we were told about how important the entire discourse on M&E has become, especially in the context of understanding global trends, in understanding evaluation patterns, and at the same time, how it is crucial not just for it's like an important tool to sort of improve not just in the development, but as well as in the non-developmental sectors to understand how any program implementation should take place. Then we moved on to our first speaker, who essentially outlined how M&E works. So it was like a more introductory session, where we talked about the tools or what M&E actually is, what it isn't. We also talked about and then it was closely followed up by a question answer answer, where the speaker took up questions from like a variety of people who talked about how they are going to utilize M&E and how it is maybe different from say feedback mechanisms and things like this. So we were also trying to understand that. Then we broke off for like a 5-minute break, and then we came back and we understood global patterns which were emerging across the world, especially in regard to the M&E trends. And it covered a lot of premises on how to make M&E more inclusive, how to make M&E more accessible. We also had a very big component dealing with design and understanding projects, or how to even develop your own consultancies, whenever you become a consultant, how to sort of take that up. So I think this was more or less, I just touched on the very brief points on whatever was covered from my yesterday's notes. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Shimoy. That was actually a great job of covering the most part of the day yesterday. What we will do is, again, for all the participants to also revisit that, we have planned a very quick quiz for you. Don't worry, it is neither a judgment on you or anything, but it just help us reconnect with the learnings from yesterday. So what we'll do is we will quickly have the quiz with all the participants now. I request Garima. I introduce Garima as part of our production team, who will be the quiz master for today. So I will stop share, and maybe Garima, requesting you to take over from here.
Thanks, Umesh. Hi, good morning, everyone. So you'll just find the link for the quiz in the chat. You can click on that link, or you can just go to menti.com and use the code 49022692. It's over there in the chat. And we'll just get started with that. I'll just put the code separately so you can see that. But there we go. All right.
All you need to do is click on the link that is given in the chat box, and it will take you to a page.
All right. So I hope you guys can all see my screen. We will go to
Garimas, there are comments on the chat saying it's not working.
Yes, so I will just be starting it, and it should work. Does it at least say that the quiz has not been started?
Yes, that's what they wrote.
Okay, good. Yes, that's what's happening. Okay.
It's opening for me.
It's opening for you. All right, just give it 1 second. I think it might be that the internet on my end is a bit slow. But since so we have, I think, 79 participants who were registered from 30 different countries. So it would be nice to see where everyone's from. So the first slide that's just loading. Okay, it is giving me some, just stop sharing for a second. It's giving me some problems. Umesh, is it loaded for you?
Yes, it is loaded for me.
It is loaded. Okay. For some reason, it is not loaded for me. So just please bear with me for just a few more seconds, and I will try to reopen it. In the meantime, if another participant would like to share any insights from yesterday, perhaps we can take a minute for that.
I mean, yeah, that works. Requesting all participants to check if the Mentimeter is working for them. They can use the chat room if it is working. Yeah. it's working, Abhi. So
Okay,
request all the
wonderful.
participants to try to answer the first question.
Wonderful. I can now see your results. Thank you all for answering. It's so lovely to see we have a large group of folks from Bhutan, India, Kyrgyzstan, and the Philippines, it seems, and Sri Lanka. We have large groups. And then, yes, we also have
Garima, can
folks-
you share your screen?
Yes, thank you. Vandika. All right, wonderful. So that's great to see. All right, so now we're going to start a quick quiz, and I want everybody will get our sort of blood pumping. You will get sort of 10, 15 seconds to answer these questions, and the faster you are, the more points you get. So, and we'll check the leaderboard after each question. So take some time, quickly go ahead and enter your name, and we'll get started. All right, so I've seen 34 people have joined. We'll just taken a few more seconds. Wonderful. Great. All right, so we'll get started then. Here's the first question coming up. So the question is, which of these is the missing middle that results monitoring focuses on? And our options are activities, impact, inputs, outcomes, or is it outputs? Thank you everyone for answering. So yes, the correct answer is outcomes. And this is a sort of, it has become an important step in our M&E processes. All right. And currently leading our leaderboard is Wolfmeister. And so let's go for the next question now. And so now, Professor Sham talked about binaries. So which one of these is a binary we did not discuss yesterday? All right. Yes, a lot of you got this one correct. So it was governments versus NGOs. Let's see who is on top of the leaderboard now after 2 questions. Okay. It is the hustler. So it seems like a lot of people chose to stay anonymous. No, that is incorrect. It is Leka Chaco. I hope I have said that correctly. Moving on to our next question. And so this is from Valerie's presentation, Natalie's presentation. Do we think MEL professionals are expected to design and add visualizations to their reports? Yes, right. Yes, she kind of stressed the importance of this and how making our reports more accessible and readable for people. Right now, let's see how the leaderboard has changed. Well, congratulations, Leka. You are the winner of today's quiz. But before we end, we'll have one more reflective question. And let's take about 40 seconds a minute for everyone to answer. And you can also, choose to include why you think that M&E principle is important. And there's no right or wrong answer. It's just the one that you think is most important. Interesting. Accountability. Good. Because we want things to be evidence-based, ensure that M&E is used. It's for learning, right? So a lot of people have mentioned that, right? Using it for learning. And M&E, how is it used at every level by different stakeholders? Yeah. Okay. To measure effectiveness of our programs, their efficiency.
Great responses.
Thank you, everyone. All right, so I'm gonna end this now. And thanks, everyone. I'm gonna hand it over to Ramesh to introduce our next speaker. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Quizmaster. And I think we all should have a pat on our back. All the participants did excellent. So A+ for all of you. And with that, what we will do is we will segue into our first session of the day. And with great pleasure, I want to introduce